stages, be it the national education policy, be it the kind of reforms the government is trying to do in various facets. I think whether it's Make in India or Atmanirbhar or whatever, I think we're going through a revolution. So, point one is, since you asked us to talk about the next decade, which is 2020 to 2030, I think we're going to get used to change in a big way. And I think the change is not the kind of change we used to talk about VUCA in the seminars that we ran together, you know, and we used to talk about it in the cozy environment of a five-star conference room. Today, I think it's become a reality. Um, so, transition. I think things like work from home, things like gig workers, things like neo gig workers, uh, are all terms that are going to become a part of life as we get into the next decade. And while, of course, there are controversies like in anything else
Yeah.
about uh, some of these initiatives which organizations are trying to do, I think it's going to become a reality in times to come, and corporates are going to jump into it because in a very, very difficult world, this seems to be one option. I mean, let's remember JC Penney is almost on the verge of closure.
Yeah.
Let's remember some of the biggies in United States are, you know, almost belly up. And the same thing applies for some of the big companies in India in terms of not closing or not in terms of being belly up, but they're under pressure. So therefore, cost pressure is going to be very, very important. The second prediction that I have in terms of transition is we have to get used to having shortages of skilled manpower. We're going to have those shortages because skilled manpower is going to have a terrific premium, and the law of demand and supply is going to apply. Even today, as I speak to you, if you look at projects, and I will also look at Mr. Unikrishnan in the picture, uh, the skilled workers have gone back, and it's difficult to get them back. I mean, whether it is, and they are not the types who are lured there by Manrega and stuff, which is 2 months' salary for building a road and stuff. But I think as a phenomena, skilled workers and what that skill means it means specifically in the manufacturing sector. And of course, the services sector, including what T.N. Hari represents, is very, very important in my life and in what I'm going to say. But I think India has missed the bus once by giving way to countries like Vietnam, Taiwan, and so on in the export game. And I think it's time now that we transcend into a new economy which is export oriented. Mr. Unikrishnan did talk about that. Germany is way, way above us. China, of course, has always been. And there are many other, I mean, we don't have to look at those countries which are outside this continent. We need to look at our own continent. And you have Taiwan and Vietnam and so on. In Transform, I think what I see is digitization is going to take a new high. I'm very excited because uh, right from our maids who use Arogya Setu to, your payment gateways. I mean, your Sabjiwala takes, money on Google Pay and Paytm and stuff. And I think we are doing very well. I mean, you see TV clips of this lady who's garlanding flowers who says, I'm saving money for a smartphone for my kid to get into, to study and to not miss out on classes. I just think we are a very resilient, very, very tough-minded kind of a society, and we have the ability to bounce back. Security of data in the next decade is going to be a huge issue. And when I say security of data, even inadvertently, whether it is someone collecting your Arogya Setu data and that going into avenues and lanes which are inadvertently uh, not supposed to. I mean, there is a big amount of data people are going to sit on, and I think it's very important to parse the data very responsibly and deal with the data very, very, well. Climate change in the next decade is not a passing cloud in the monsoons of Mumbai. It's a very, very serious issue. And I think we just can't have drawing room talk to talk about what we should do with it. I think all of us need to rally around. And I think in the next 10 years, which is the next decade, there will be a huge amount of uh, anxiety and concern about it, not just from the idealistic younger generation, but even some of the older people. There is a lot of polarization going on as we speak, of nations, of states, of countries, and so on. I think what is important is to get back to understanding the meaning and the import of collaboration, whether it is getting a vaccine or whether it's fighting COVID or whatever it is. My prediction is urbanization may reduce as compared to earlier. There was a lot of pressure of, including in your narration, in your email, of a lot of people from villages wanting to come to urban areas. Might be that is going to change. In the 80s and in the 70s, and as I grew into my career in the 90s, and the TQM movement and the quality movement in our country was very, very, very celebrated and extremely important. I don't know what happened to it in the way. Maybe it just sort of fizzled out. It was reduced to posters on the wall saying customer is king and stuff. I think whether it is the 7 tools of Deming, or whether it is Juran or whatever, there is going to be a resurgence of TQM if we have to make it in the Make in India race. And I think it's very important that we do that. Finally, I think organizational orthodoxies are going to be shed. If they're not shed, then we are going to be like dinosaurs. And you introduced me as an icon. Thank you very much. Icons can also be, in a museum. So it's very important that we are alive to that kind of stuff. And finally, before I hand over the mic back to you, I want to Mr. Hari, I want to quote from a favorite paragraph, which all of you have heard over and over again. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of the noisiest authorities insisted on its being received for good or for evil in the superlative degree of comparison alone. The tale of the two cities.